everyone, it's Melissa. Today I'm going to do a video answering some questions that I asked on Instagram. I left a post I think it was last week, and did an Insta story asking people to leave any questions they might have about the skincare that I use. And then that I would do a video and answer them to the best of my ability. So you did that and I appreciate it so much. There were quite a few questions that were of the same topic. So I thought that I would just they kind of fall under 7 categories. So I thought I would just answer them in general instead of going to specific, because I think that would probably get most of them. To have a little background story of this, I will be 64 in April. I have been using Retin-a for about 31 years, Obagi NuDerm for 20 years, and then vitamin C serum for 10 years. So I used each phase for about 10 years before I added another one. I'm not a doctor or a skincare person or a specialist, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm just going to talk about the products that work for me, the products that I like and like to use, and the products that my doctor, my dermatologist, and I have agreed would be okay for me to use, and my other doctors too. So I did want to get sort of that disclaimer out there that I'm not trying to give advice. I'm just giving my opinion about what I use and what works for me. And I have asked a few of my friends that I talk to pretty much daily, and we talk about different things, including skincare. So I've asked them when there was something that I was wondering about, I would ask them their opinion. So when that happens, I will make sure that I list their YouTube channel below so that you can go and follow them. So be sure that you do go follow them. They're wonderful people. They're wonderful women. They have gorgeous skin, and I depend on their advice a whole lot. So the first question I think that was asked the most was, what about irritation and peeling, being unsuccessful using Retin-a, and so on. Before you ever even think about adding Obagi, I think it's a good idea to be really established using Retin-a first. That's what I did, so I had better luck using Obagi. Obagi will take the Retin-a up to another level. So if you're not good and used to it yet, and not, having lots of irritation, your skin's really acclimated to the Retin-a, I wouldn't even think about using the Obagi yet. I have talked to several people that have told me that they just can't use Retin-a. So after talking to them, I found out a few things, and this is what my first dermatologist told me before the one I see now. He said the best thing you can do about Retin-a is, until you get used to it, don't use anything else. Don't use any toners, don't use any scrubs, don't use a washcloth to wash your face with, don't just use a mild soap. He suggested Dove soap. Use a mild soap. Just use your fingers to gently cleanse. Let your skin dry, put on Retin-a, go to bed. Don't do anything else, or use moisturizer. He said you could use moisturizer, and he recommended Nivea. Use moisturizer, go to bed. He said using any acids at first, or vitamin C at first, or anything else that could possibly interfere with the Retin-a or be any kind of irritant is going to make you unsuccessful using it. So that's kind of what I have gone by too, and it's helped me a whole lot. And the people that I've talked to, that some of them that were not able to use it, come to find out they were using glycolic acid or in the morning, or they were using vitamin C in the morning, and they were doing that while they were trying to start Retin-a too, which just sort of amped up the Retin-a and made it really harder to get used to it. So I think the number one thing to try to be successful using Retin-a is to not let anything else interfere with it. It's a strong chemical. Have a lot of respect for it. Realize that you need to sort of let it do its job. It needs to take about 3 months to do what it needs to do on your skin and peel some layers off. And from what I've read and seen and heard from doctors, you're just going to be more successful if you don't use anything else with it, if you just or very gentle and treat it like a baby skin, because that's kind of what it is. It's peeling off and kind of revealing skin underneath. So that's kind of a number one hint right there. With the peeling, I tend to take like a fat, dense Kabuki brush and just kind of brush off any flakes. That's what I did at first. And I remember I was using Bare Minerals powder, and I would just sort of buff the flakes with the powder, and that kind of helped a whole lot. I asked my friend MaryEllen After 60 is her YouTube channel. She uses a gommage. I think I've said that right. A gommage, from what I understand, I don't use it, but she really likes them a whole lot. It's sort of a gel that you can put on your skin, let it sit for a bit, and then when you rub it gently, it peels that dead skin off. She recommends 3. So I will put a picture of each one here so you can go to MaryEllen's channel and ask her about it. And also my friend Anne-Marie, she has a channel. She did a video on how she reduced the irritation from Retin-a. I think she used Retin-a, which I think is a little more emollient. It has a little more moisturizer in with the Retin-a, or the tretinoin. And so she does a video where she talks about that, so I will make sure I link that below. Okay, so irritation, peeling, that was the number one thing. I still get some peeling. Sometimes I will take something like, I'll take some moisturizer, a little bit of moisturizer and put on it. I will take a little Aquaphor, a little Vaseline and put on it, and that seems to help me. If you need to use moisturizer, moisturize those places up. Anything that helps you be successful using the Retin-a, I think is a good thing. But the main thing is to make sure it doesn't have a lot of irritants in it. I know a lot of people will use moisturizer with the Retin-a. They'll mix it together and have been successful doing that. But mildness, being very mild, being very gentle, I think is the key. So the next question I get, that I got the most of questions about, was the cost. How much does everything I use cost? Okay, let me tell you what I use. I use in my skincare, and I'm not going to count cleansers, because you can just use any cleanser that you want to, or Dove soap, whatever you want to use to cleanse your skin. So I use a vitamin C serum. I use Exfoderm in the mornings in a vitamin C serum. At night, I use Obagi Blender and Retin-a. So I only use those 4 products. I don't use anything else. So 2 Obagi products, that's all I use of the Obagi line. Retin-a, vitamin C serum. So I'm going to kind of go over the cost. Now, when I started using Obagi, I used to use the full system, and I have talked about using the full system before, but I got just as much, I had just as much luck with just using these 2 products. These are my workhorses, so I don't see any use of using anything else, the toner, the cleanser, the clear, anything like that, because I think you get everything you need in these 2 products, but that is my opinion. Okay, so the first one is the Obagi NuDerm Exfoderm. This is a mild acid. I buy it online, usually from LovelySkin or Drugstore, because I trust those 2 places. And it is $61.13 from LovelySkin.com. And it lasts me 7 months at least, usually closer to 8 months, but I'm gonna be conservative and use 7 months as my figure. So it's a cost of $8.73 a month. Another Obagi product that I use, you have to get from a dermatologist because it has hydroquinone. It is what I mix with my Retin-a at night. It is called Blender, Obagi NuDerm Blender. And I got it from my dermatologist office for $85.13. It lasts me 7.5 to 8 months. Some months 7 months, some months 8 months. I'll say 7 months. So that would be a cost of $12.16 a month. So my 2 Obagi products would be $20.89 a month. Okay, next is Retin-a. I do buy my Retin-a, my dermatologist calls in my prescription to the drugstore, to CVS, and I get a generic tretinoin, 1.1%. I know my friend Elle is for living. She gets hers from India. She buys hers online at, it's All Day Chemist, alldaychemist.com. She has excellent luck with it. I will leave her channel and her video below where she talks about it, because I think there's certain steps you have to do. You have to leave certain payment information, and I haven't done it, so I'm not really certain about it. And she pays $6, $6 for a big tube of tretinoin. The reason I get mine from prescription is that company, All Day Chemist, does not make the 0.1% in a cream. And my dermatologist said if you're going to use the Obagi blender, that the cream does better and mixes better with it, is more effective with a cream rather than a gel. So they don't sell the 1% in cream form. So the Retin-a, this Retin-a that I bought at the drugstore was $46.95. It lasts me a good it's been 7 months, and I've still got quite a bit to go, but I'll say 7 months for a cost of $6.70 a month. So the Obagi and the Retin-a, all three together, are $27.59 a month. My vitamin C serum, I have been using one that was too expensive that I'm not going to be using anymore from SkinCeuticals. Vitamin C serum lasts me about 4 months. And it was just too expensive. It was $120 and it only lasted me 4 months. So that was like $30. I think that was $30 a month, and that was too high for a vitamin C serum. So I'm going to be doing the Timeless. I hear wonderful things about it. I know MaryEllen uses it, and she's got a code too. I'll be sure to put her code down below. MaryEllen uses it. I think Monica McGillicuddy uses it. I think Carol from the Carol Show uses it. So a lot of my friends use the Timeless, the CE ferulic acid. Really like it. I'm going to give it a go and see what I think of it. But so I will figure that into the equation, that I'm going to be going down to a lower vitamin C serum. The cost of the Timeless is $25.95. It will last me 4 months. So the total cost for that would be $6.48 a month. So everything, my 4 things, this is my total skin care, 4 items, that's all, is going to be a total of $34.07. So I know that is high, but a lot of skincare is high or higher. And, I like it because it's effective for me, and it works with my skin chemistry, and I've used it a long time and I trust it. So that's why I'm willing to pay the $34 a month to be able to have it. And then of course you have to add your sunscreen on top of it. I like the Obagi sunscreen real well, but I don't know if I'll repurchase it. Okay, that's kind of a personal preference. You kind of get your sunscreen that you like, that you like for yourself. Okay, so that's the cost. And I mentioned the Retin-a that Elle gets from India. So check that off. The next one people asked me about the most was about what I use on my neck, and I just bring the same products down on my neck is all. I know that sometimes the neck is a lot more sensitive, so people maybe can't use Retin-a or use the Obagi products on their neck. So I asked some of my friends about that too, and I asked MaryEllen, she uses the cacao oil. I asked Monica McGillicuddy, she uses the cacao oil. And she also uses rose seed hip oil. I asked Carol from the Carol Show, and she uses cacao oil too. So those were several friends that use the cacao oil. They have beautiful necks, and they were very, very successful using it. So I would recommend looking at their necks and asking them about the cacao oil. So those are several friends that have been very successful with the cacao oil. But I do just use my products, bring it down on my neck. I have also used, if I got too much irritation, I just use a retinol on my neck and had good luck with that. I think just, making sure that you sleep on your back. that, I don't know, I just really think that that makes a difference. I really started noticing difference when I started sleeping on my back, because it would be like it would kind of give me a facelift. It would help my eyes and the wrinkles on my face and the wrinkles on my neck, just doing something simple like that, because I wasn't smushing my face and my neck so much. So I think that helps. I was trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, when you do cleanse your skin, make sure you go up like this. I learned that from Mary Kay. Believe it or not, I used to sell Mary Kay before I started using the skincare that I use now. Back a long time ago, I was just terrible at it. I would feel so bad that somebody was buying something from me that I would give it to them for free. People were saying all the time, trying to get my products, because I just give it to them for free because I would feel so bad taking their money. So that didn't last very long. I ended up way losing money doing that. Okay, the next one is the eyes. What do I use around my eyes? I use those products around my eyes, but I'm very careful. The doctors say don't put Retin-a or any of these products around your eyes. So take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt. This is only what I do, but it's not really what you're supposed to do. I take, after I put it on my face and my neck, in my ears, don't ever forget your ears, then whatever's left, I just kind of rub it, my fingers, and pat it right here. And then pat it through my brow bone and way out here at the edge. And then supposedly when you sleep, it sort of migrates to your wrinkles and helps them. I don't know if it does or not, but that's what I do. I know that you are not ever supposed to put Retin-a on your eyelids. Doctors have told me that because your eyelids are just too thin and you absorb way too much of it into your eyes, and it's just not a good thing. So keep it away from your eyelids and, keep it away from your eyes. But I have to be honest and say I do use it around my eyes. But I'm very careful to keep it away from my eyeballs. My friend Kristen321, she has had the best luck. I've seen before and after pictures of the Bobbi Brown eye cream. I will find her video and link it below too, as well as her channel. I tell you, she has got beautiful, no wrinkles under her eyes or smile lines or anything. It just has really done a wonderful job with her. So that's another one to think of. Monica McGillicuddy was telling me about an eye cream by Olay, the Olay Retinol, Pro Retinol maybe, eye cream that she just loves and is having great success with. So that's something a little milder to use, which is still in the vitamin A family, is to use something like that Olay Retinol cream. So there are several options right there for something to use around the eyes, but I do use my products around the eyes. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Okay. The next question was, how far down do you bring your products? Do you stop at the neck or do you bring it down to your chest and like the back of your hands? I don't, because I only just want to use it on my face and neck. I don't want to spread it out too much over my body. I just keep it in small areas. So what I do is, and I've had the best luck with this, is I use glycolic acid on my chest and on my arms and on the backs of my hands. I like the Glytone. It's just got a real high concentration of good free acid value of 17.5, which the free acid value is what's really important. So it's got a high one. It will sting a little bit when you first put it on. Sometimes you can't use it every day. Definitely don't use it after you shave your legs, but it is a good one, and it won't completely get rid of your spots. I think you have to get treatments to do that. But it sure will help fade them a lot, and it will really help with the texture of your skin too. I really like it a whole lot. So the next one is, what if I don't want to use Retin-a or Obagi or any of those products? What have you heard that you like? Well, I think if I didn't use Retin-a and Obagi, I would probably use some of the Glytone products. I would probably use glycolic acid, because I've seen what a change it's made in my chest and my arms and my legs, and I've been really pleased. So I would use that probably on my face. I think the Glytone probably makes face products too. I'll look and see, but that's probably what I would try, is to use some acids instead of the Retin-a. So I asked my friend Mary, Glitzy Fritzy, what she uses, because she has the most beautiful skin, and I know she doesn't use Retin-a. She uses the Trophy Skin and the Mad Hippie. So those are two things to think about, but her skin is really, really pretty, and I know she doesn't use Retin-a, so she would be one to ask about Retin-a alternatives, because she has tried several different things and she's got gorgeous skin. So she would be a big help. So that's Mary Glitzy Fritzy. I will link her down below. So my next question was, since the Obagi is expensive, what about drugstore alternatives? Of the two products that I use, the first one, Exfoderm, the main ingredient is phytic acid, P-H-Y-T-I-C. I couldn't find any drugstore products that contain this, so I don't know what an alternative, a drugstore dupe for it would be. This is the strongest acid I can use since I use Retin-a in the vitamin C serum. Anything stronger than this, like a glycolic acid or just any other kind of acid, is just too strong to put on my skin and it burns it. So I do have to stick with that. But the blender, there is sort of a dupe for it. You can buy, this is 4% hydroquinone. You can buy 2% hydroquinone at the drugstore. I know that Palmer's has one. This is what you mix with your Retin-a at night. I know that Palmer's has one. I don't know. I think that there's some other places like around where the fade creams are that sell it, something with 2%. I know that the Palmer's has, I think it has an acid in it and a retinol and a vitamin C in it. So, and you're mixing it with the Retin-a, so that might make a lot of irritation mixing it with the Retin-a. So you might be a little bit careful of that and kind of look at the ingredients that are mixed in with the 2% hydroquinone. But the 4% you do have to buy from a doctor. So those are sort of, I could find sort of a dupe for one of them, but I couldn't find a dupe for the Exfoderm. And then you can just buy, you know, the vitamin C serum that suits you, or make your own. I have tried the Ordinary. I've tried several vitamin C serums. I really like that SkinCeuticals. I hate that I'm having to give it up, but it's just wonderful. I didn't like the Ordinary at all, and I didn't like doing mine homemade. It wasn't what I was looking for my skin. The SkinCeuticals suits me to a T, that's for sure. But anyway. I've heard that the Timeless is just a really good dupe for the SkinCeuticals, so that's what I'm going to try next, and I'm real excited about it. Okay, the last one that I got was, you know, I have Crohn's disease and I'm sick, so why would I put all these chemicals on my face? So I have thought about that a lot over the years, and I was sick. I started getting sick when I was only 17, when I was a teenager. I didn't start Retin-a till I was in my 30s. So I was sick and had surgeries for years before I ever started Retin-a. And, you know, my health was about the same when I was using Retin-a, and when I used Obagi, it was still, the health was about the same. I'd be sick some and I'd go into remission, you know, back and forth. So I thought, well, maybe it'll help it out if I go off of it. And so I went off of it for a whole full year and didn't use any of these chemicals that I'm using right now, and I was just as sick. It just didn't make a bit of difference. I was still just as sick when I went off of them. If I used just water on my face, it didn't matter. I was still sick with the Crohn's. So I figured, well, okay, I'll just go ahead and use them then. So those are the answers to my questions. Thank you so much for leaving them for me, and I really enjoyed talking back and forth with different people too. It was a lot of fun. I love talking about skincare. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you all in a couple of days, and everyone have a good rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.